Alright guys, TacticalRab back again today. Hope you're all doing well and enjoying your day so far. And with the opening weekend concluding, definitely some players were abusing some in-game bugs and mechanics that maybe should not be allowed to be abused. Could the CDL step in and forfeit some of these guys, the likes of Cellium, if they are abusing these in-game glitches? Very much intrigued to your thoughts in the comment section below. Hit the like button if you enjoy the video. Subscribe if you are new as well. I would greatly appreciate it. The algorithm just loves it as well. And well, let's dive into things. Firstly, the Challengers Cup going on in the European side. The Spanish guys get the job done again. But lots of questions really in challenges as of late about potential cheating coming into play because, as Jimbo pointed out a couple of days ago, Panda also comments on people are using Cronus Zen to have mods so they can tack sprint, anti-recoil, stronger aim assist, even not sure how that's possible and more. I'm saying this right now since no one cares, there's no consequences, given you just have to unplug it and no one can tell you're actually cheating. The same people in the past 2 or 3 years, says Panda, who would sprint and center at the ground are just rocking with tier 1 awareness and centering now. Wouldn't be surprised who's cheating. It's all online now. No way to prove anything, nothing we can do because no real anti-cheat into play. And even then, like if someone's using like a Cronus to have mods or whatever to get better, I don't know, like aim assist or whatever the case might be, not even sure how that would happen. But still, I think anti-recall's a mod on some of these things, but still they can plug it in and who's going to tell if they're cheating? So definitely a lot of concerns right now, like no anti-cheat in at least multiplayer doesn't help this type of stuff. But yeah, still cheating is the big topic of the day. So I thought this definitely was a good place to start. And even this from Luty as well, he reckons throughout Europe and North America, there's a load more cheaters this year than there has been in previous years. There's 100% a lot more people cheating this year compared to Cold War, he says. Got to keep praying for an anti-cheat. So I guess this is people using traditional cheats, right, wall hacks, stuff like this to take an advantage of, well, situations to win some money in challenges, try and get there, well, try and get noticed, right, in the top side of things. But still, these Spanish guys seem to be dominating anyone in the European side. But certainly would not put it past some weirdos in the Call of Duty scene, whipping out some actual traditional cheats in this sense. Also wanted to mention this from Methods, because lots of talk really about the meta and well, the current state that Vanguard finds itself in. Because look, the fact of the matter is, pros were complaining about snipers, and yeah, yes, a sniper is a one-shot kill, but the MP40 and the auto are just insanely good. They kill ridiculously quick, like quicker than a lot of previous Call of Duties. Does make me reminisce really like Black Ops 3, even Black Ops 4, when it took quite a long time to kill someone. You really had to hit your shots to get a kill, and the MP40 is just incineration stations at this point. Now, still, could the pros actually step in, get rid of some attachments, even like just, well, GA some of these guns and use different weaponry instead? I doubt they really want to do that, but well, Methods reckons the MP40 is straight up hilarious. Like, I can't really believe people were complaining about the sniper when well, they're just running around with this gun, no problem at all. And even this as Enable says, first weekend was exciting, can't help but feel like the skill gap seems like the lowest it has ever been. TTK feels like the players are playing on hardcore, which yes, it does feel like that. Still, I think there's always two elements of the skill gap. Like, there's the pure aiming and gun skill gap, which definitely still exists to some degree, but of course gets lowered when the time to kill is higher. But that also kind of creates things where you have to play better as a team. I still think the skill gap exists to a great degree, really, because if you're playing very solo and individually, it's going to cost you a lot because you're going to die instantly with no trades. But if you're playing really well coordinated, then I think the skill gap is more in the team than the individual nowadays, at least in the way this game plays. But as Slasher says, dynamic aim assist MP40, like that's causing some of the problems. And even as TP said, right, I guess he was tuning in and watching the fact that yeah, look, these players are dying so quickly. TP even reckons they got to change their health up to 200 or something. Like even 150 could be tested, right? Who knows? Like, I'm sure it would get kind of weird with certain weapons at 150 killing her quicker than other weapons would, but still, it could be something that could be considered. I'm not exactly sure what the time to kill is in this game. I'm pretty sure it's not actually anywhere near really as quick as what Ghost was. Even some of the old Call of Duties like Black Ops 2 and Modern Warfare 3, they also had really quick time to kills, but it was kind of the tryout games of like the last few Black Ops 3, Black Ops 4, like a Cold War even as well. They kind of well made the time to kill a little bit slower. I personally prefer a slightly slower time to kill, but still, the pros are certainly discussing what they could potentially do about this one. Let's dive into this one, because even as Clayster says, he was looking back at like the Vector Ghost meta, even the Black Ops 1 meta, which was literally 8 FAMASs on the map at one time. Pretty sure the European guys, they even said they had a different rule set where the FAMAS wasn't allowed, and well, who knows whether they could do something like that, get rid of the MP40, use some other weapons, but I'm sure there's probably some other guns as well in this game, like the well gun that we saw Shotzi using a couple of days ago, that also kill very quickly indeed. This is what Clayster was saying right a couple of days ago about well, Cellium and Decimate in these kind of back-to-back clips, abusing this aim assist thing to effectively give you wall hacks. So as you can see, Cellium's using it right here. He, well, gets an indication that Fellow's over there, I'm pretty sure, by swiping back and forth. Decimate's trying to do the same thing. They double nade Felony, they get him out of this spot, and FaZe taking advantage in the rounds. So, well, there was some talk about this. Should this be considered cheating? Like, obviously you're using an in-game mechanic which does exist, but we have seen in previous Call of Duty games that abusing in-game mechanics can actually get you forfeited, right? I think Aches makes a fantastic point here. Back in the Black Black Ops 3 days, I'm sure some of you OGs will remember the kind of unintended line of sight that Clayster had to use. He was basically using a spot on Stronghold, which it was considered by the CWL at the time not to be a legal spot. He basically jumped up into a tree on Stronghold Search and Destroy, and it gave him an excellent line of sight over the entire map, and he was able to kill a guy off the B-bomb site from way back in the spawn. Now, Clayster made, I thought, the very fair point that, like, look, it's in the game, I can get onto this tree using the jetpack, like, it's coded into the game that this is a ledge I can stand on. How are you going to tell me that it's not allowed? How are the CWL going to say what's an intended line of sight and what is not? But X reckons, look, the CDL could step in here and say, look, if you're intentionally abusing this, as Cellium and other players have been doing, then look, they should just straight up forfeit you, because he reckons it's very easy to tell whether it's intentional like this or whether it happens accidentally.
Okay, because this is like a CDL thing, and I don't care whether it changes the game or whatnot, but this aim assist, something's got to happen, because I don't think Sledgehammer's gonna fix it, and it's gotten to the point where even the casters on broadcast are like, all right, well, we see Cell
gravity force or whatever they're saying,
doing the aim assist thing to see if he can see people through walls. Look, it's a problem. It's not all Cell. I think every team is doing it. I'm not, spotlighting any specific player. It's a league-wide thing. But I think the discussion needs to start where the CDL needs to step in and like start reprimanding this situation, because it looks terrible on broadcast when you sit here having players just scan walls with their reticle looking for aim assists.
But
like,
the thing is, Pat,
it's gonna happen on accident. But when people are doing it intentionally off the beginning of rounds, like scanning every round, basically a player goes to a spot, scans through the wall, and hopes to see aim assists or not, that's a problem.
Pat, what if somebody accidentally, in quotes, does it? You know what I'm saying?
How do you accidentally scan a wall?
No. You don't need.
I think it's clear when it's intentional and when it's an accidental thing. I think it's
I'm
very
just
clear.
Pat, we're doing it, or
I don't
people
think
are.
It should be a GA thing. I think it should be kind of like you look back.
Realistically, they need to fix the game so that doesn't happen.
That's
realistically, that's the main problem.
But the other thing is, like, when you look back at BO3 when Clay had those unintended lines of sight, I think it needs to be something along the lines of that. Like, you're basically wall hacking when you're doing that. It's obviously shouldn't be in the game, but I think it needs to be held to that type of severity where, hey, if we deem as the league that this is intentional, we're gonna forfeit you. Because it looks terrible on broadcast.
It looks terrible, but
it's an actual
But you got to be careful with the wall hacking thing, because, like, people are gonna start calling out players for cheating. But I don't think
that's basically what it is. It's cheating by the parameters of what the game is broken with.
Yeah, so you think any player who's doing it right now is cheating, like straight up? You think they're cheating?
I think it's exploiting the game.
But
to me,
if they're not actually, if
Swakes reckons this is straight up worse, and arguably it is very much straight up worse than the smoke situation or even the snaking situation. Effectively, the players are just abusing this in-game glitch to see if anyone's going to a site, right? If you can do this and get aim assist through these walls, you can say, okay, there's no one A, there's a guy B. Like, it effectively is cheating in that sense, right? And especially if you're doing it deliberately. Now, yes, it can happen accidentally anyway, but X is saying, look, if the CDL steps in and says, hey, if you see someone doing this, just straight up forfeit them for the map, right? Say, okay, you lose this map as a result, because it's very obvious, it's very frustrating to watch on the stream at players doing this, and also that the broadcast kind of has to comment on it to some degree, because it's just not a good look, I think, from any fronts. So the CDL could say, hey, look, this is officially cheating now, you're not going to be allowed to do this. Of course, it does create a difficult precedent, right, if someone does it accidentally and people are calling for a forfeit, but still, it's something the CDL could theoretically do, and maybe would actually deal with some of these issues. Whether you guys think it's probably cheating or not, definitely intrigued to your perspective in the comment section below. This also from Kenny, definitely some thoughts right now on the way the CDL is setting up their servers. Pretty much every team has had some complaints to some degree. I thought it was quite interesting because Los Angeles Thieves, they looked pretty good game one yesterday against FaZe, then it kind of fell apart for them. But we pretty much knew that the online era would not be ideal for Los Angeles guys, obviously based in Los Angeles. As he says, had a bad day of Call of Duty, definitely wasn't me, got to be better. Wish the game showed these so-called real pings though. 20 ping difference on our scoreboards. So that's the thing, on the scoreboard he reckons there was a 20 ping difference, but supposedly according to Alex Penn and the guys behind the scenes, like they actually see different ping numbers to what I guess the pros see playing in these games. That was quite interesting, but as Kenny says, it's almost like the league is franchised and they should find us a way to get us better servers. Should not matter where we live, at least in theory. We have a good server now for us against Texas teams. It's actually only Atlanta where it gets unlucky because we're forced to play on the Texas server. So apparently there's a good kind of intermediate server that against the Texas teams, they have a pretty decent matchup, but against Atlanta, they have to play on the Texas Texas server, and that means they're at a significant ping disadvantage based on, I guess, the geography. So, well, still pretty interesting. We kind of knew, really, if you are living in LA, you're always going to take a bit of a ping disadvantage, a bit of a ping hit. That's just how it has been. But, well, as long as, I guess, their connection should be good enough, I guess Kenny's arguing, look, against this Atlanta team, we need a better server to play on than the Texas ones to kind of make things a little bit fairer in terms of the ping differential. But against the Texas teams, hopefully it's still kind of okay for Los Angeles Thieves, because, look, we want them to play as well online as they can do on LAN, because otherwise they're going to start in losers bracket, right? And then things, of course, don't go too well from there when you start in that type of situation. This also from Crimsix, I thought was kind of funny. I've looked at this image a number of times over the last day or so, and I honestly did not even notice until pretty much just now that Crimsix is in the background here with the pill on his face. Like, I noticed JP, I'd seen Hydra, of course, getting ready to go. I didn't even notice Crimsix hiding in the background here. But as he says, vibe for the next month. Don't text me, don't call me, don't even talk to me, don't even think about me right now, because we are horrible. Like, admitting that New York not looking good, we got to get better. Definitely lots of teams in this boat that are looking to improve. New York, Paris, and Optic, the only teams starting the season 0-2. Of course, Optic found themselves losing 2 Game 5 round 11s. This also from Gunless. I hadn't actually seen this before, but apparently when you mantle this ladder here on Gather 2 and you try and go for the gunfight up top, it just Gunless effectively mantles an invisible ladder. He tries to take the shot and then I don't know what he's doing with his left hand. I'm pretty sure he was obviously trying to kill the guy, but the game just decided he wasn't particularly happy about it. I think I saw a similar response here actually in the replies from Furious Liam, where basically an identical gunfight, right? He tries to climb up this ladder with a pistol out, and for whatever reason he just decides the guy just puts his hand out for some reason and he can't get the kill. So not sure what this is. I guess that Settima might get round to it in about September when Champs is already over. Azake says, what could possibly be more ambitious than Call of Duty in space? Because of course they say that it's going to be the most ambitious COD ever. I think Infinite Warfare, right, they had a COD in space multiplayer type stuff, but as such as this in reply, Call of Duty was 6 good maps. That is probably the most ambitious thing we can even hope for right now. Hopefully some good DLC maps come out kind of soon, because I think this map set is going to get relatively stale with quite some speed if we don't get some additions over the next month or so. And this from Nameless as well. I just thought this is fantastic. Bringing this back from 2017. Got to be one of the funniest moments ever at an event. Saints just walks out on his own before he's meant to be called out. And, just the look from Courage and the rest of the team just cracks me up. Good old days, LG versus Optic. Courage on the main station. We look at this guy, just comes out on his own here. And, obviously way before the call time. But very much intriguing your thoughts and all this stuff in the comment section below. Hope you guys enjoyed the video. If you did enjoy it, hit on the like button. Tells the YouTube gods this is a good video. Others like you should see it as well. And I've grown the competitive Call of Duty community. Thank you for watching as always. Take care. And I will see you next time.